Hi everyone, my name is Pollock. I am an attorney who helps other attorneys engage the audiences that are vital to their firm's success, including their clients, their referral sources, their employees, and the media. In this video, don't bury the lead in thought leadership marketing content. In other words, whenever you create thought leadership marketing content, make it clear early on what the takeaway is for your consumers and make it clear what they need to know about the content and the topic you are discussing. We are, as I record this video, still battling the COVID-19 crisis across the world, both on the health side of the ledger, but also on the business and economic side of the ledger. And many attorneys and law firms these days are diving headfirst into thought leadership content and writing a lot and creating videos and podcasts about the impact of COVID-19 and the intersection of the COVID-19 crisis and the issues it raises and those attorneys' legal practices. But a lot of that thought leadership content suffers from the same fatal flaw, which is that it often buries the lead. That's spelled L-E-D-E, the lead. And what I mean is that it often takes you a while as the consumer of that content to actually understand what the point is and what the takeaway is and why, as a consumer of that content, I should be concerned and what I should do with that knowledge moving forward. As an aside, that term comes from journalism, where a lead paragraph, L-E-D-E, lead paragraph, is considered the first paragraph and the most important paragraph of a news article because it provides the who, what, where, when, and why, as much of that as possible in that first paragraph. So it gives the reader an exact understanding of what happened, what the news story is about. Attorneys have this problem when it comes to writing, or even speaking, where they take a long time to get through the introduction. There's a long wind up. And by the time the pitch actually comes, the consumer is half asleep or has moved on to the next piece of content that he or she is working through. It's a waste. It's a waste of time on the part of the attorney creating content that doesn't get read or consumed. And it's a waste of time on the reader's part because they're going to be looking for something that they can't find. They want to see quickly what the point of the content is. So it's a simple tip. Don't bury the lead. When you are writing thought leadership content, when you're creating videos or podcasts, make it clear what the whole takeaway is. What is the point of this conversation? What is the point of your analysis of a recent court decision or recent legislative action? Make it clear why you're talking about it, what's so important, and what the consumer should do after they've done and they're thinking about how this impacts their life. It's not difficult to do, but all too often attorneys think they need a long, rambling introduction to set the stage. That's not right. I like an introduction. I think introductions are important in your content to help set the stage and get the reader to be looking at the same picture that you are as the author. But a short introduction that then turns to the takeaway and then explains the takeaway and explains more detail is the way to go. There's no harm with giving an upfront takeaway and then proceeding through the rest of your content to explain more fully the details. And certainly when we're talking about legal issues and legislation or administrative agency actions, sometimes you need a lot of words to explain the nitty-gritty and the details of what transpired. But at least early on, don't bury the lead. When you are creating content, specifically thought leadership marketing content for your audiences, whether they are clients, whether they are referral sources, or whoever they might be, don't bury the lead. Make it clear from the get-go what the point is and the reason why the consumer should care. This is a skill that is immensely helpful in your thought leadership marketing, in your general communications for business, and of course, in your general communications outside the office with your loved ones. The next time you tackle some thought leadership marketing content, please, please, please don't bury the lead. Stay safe and be well.